For me, it's going to be one of the top two tight ends in fantasy football this season. It's going to be Travis Kelce or George Kittle. Now, we all know that these are elite players and elite fantasy players as well. Now, they've each had over 1,000 receiving yards. They're the top three fantasy tight ends. Kittle's leading all tight ends in receptions per game, as well as targets and receiving yards for the 49ers. Now, this could kind of be an obvious choice, but for me, last season, I was just points away from winning my fantasy season, but I did not have an elite tight end. What I did instead was take a flyer and get some tight ends on the waiver wire. So for me, I'm going to reach for these guys. I may even reach as early as the beginning of the second round, but I need a guaranteed week-to-week winner, and it's going to be one of these two guys.
Reaching for George Kittle makes a ton of sense, but the guy I'm looking at is Robert Woods. I have been big on Bobby Trees all offseason long. He is a key part of an up-tempo offense that's going to have a high passing volume this year. Had a larger target share than Cooper Kupp last season, and I do expect some positive touchdown regression. After having just 2 last season, I expect that number to go up. This is a guy who was top 15 last season. I think he could creep into the top 12 by the end of this year.
One of the players I'm looking at later in drafts is Cam Newton. I feel like I have him now on every team that I draft, and I really do believe that people are overlooking him because of how poorly he played in 2019 or how limited he was. But it wasn't that long ago that he was the face of the NFL. 2015, he was the MVP. You can go back to as recently as 2018. In the 14 games that he played, he was the QB5. Now he's got a great situation in New England, and you know what? I don't mind having him as my quarterback heading into 2020.
Yeah, and remember, injury, a big part of that season before he actually went out. He was still having a lot of statistical success.